What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, John's Daily Hustle. Today we're going to take the Exmark radius out and we're going to go mow a property. It was actually the last mowing day, or at least the last mowing day that I recorded anyways, of the season. Now, as a disclaimer, this was done back the week of Thanksgiving. So you guys are probably seeing this sometime in December, maybe even sometime in January, maybe even February, who knows. I recorded a bunch of content to keep you guys entertained throughout the winter, so you guys are probably finally seeing this again somewhere in the winter. But as a disclaimer, no, I am not actually cutting grass. No, the grass is not still growing. It is actually dormant now. I did have one day, the second week in December, where there was a yard that actually had to get mowed because the grass was still growing there, because Mother Nature here has just been a little bit weird. But I didn't record it, I just got one picture of it, and I'll include that in on this video too. But either way, my season technically did end the week of and the week after Thanksgiving. I was done mowing after that. Then I moved into leaf cleanups, which you guys are getting ready to see here real soon. So let's jump right into this and get this party started. You guys might recognize this property once I get mowing on it here. You guys might recognize it from some of my other videos that I've done, as this is actually one of my favorite customers, as well as it's one of my favorite yards that I do, and I think it looks very, very good during the mid-season, peak season. And even at the end of the season, at the end of this video, you guys will see the final cut. It still looks really good. It stripes well. It's very lush and very green. Now here in just a few minutes, you guys are going to see the front yard. This is kind of like the side yard, I would consider. The front yard, there's a couple spots where the grass is all dead in it. And that's because there was a bunch of weeds growing up from a previous landscaping job that the customer had done to their front yard. So I was able to upsell them already for the new season, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to upsell them on some seed, some fertilizer, and they're going to get aerated and dethatched as well. So I'm looking very forward to doing that. I got a good bit of work already lined up before the season even begins. So I'm very excited to bring you guys along the transformation with that and show you guys after we get some seed planted and get it germinating, get some fresh grass growing in some of those bare spots. I think this yard will be one of my picture perfect yards, I guess we can say. One thing you might notice that I've done here in this video is I actually double cut over certain sections. As you guys saw in the beginning, that there was a bunch of leaves up on just outside of camera here, just off camera to the right. There's a bunch of leaves because there's a tree up there. So I double cut a couple of sections of this just because I'm trying to mulch up those leaves real well and just try to leave the ultimate perfect finish, I guess you can say. I want the yard to look absolutely great, and I want the residents that live here as well as their neighbors to be able to ride by and be like, damn, that's a really nice looking yard even in the winter time. So that's why I did go out of my way and I double cut and even triple cut in some sections there just to make it look good. You got to end the year strong and end it with a bang, man. Now this is the front of the house that I was talking about. They actually had all that landscaping done, and then right here in front of my foot, if you look just in front of my foot there, you guys will see it better here in a better angle. There's a bunch of dead grass, and that's where I was talking about in the beginning of this video, that we're going to upsell them on some seed and fertilizer, as well as the whole yard will be aerated and dethatched in the springtime as well. As for the landscaping around the house, that's actually all brand new landscaping. I had actually put a bid in on it, but then I had to back out last minute just because I did not think that I didn't think I was the best choice for the customer to go with, as well as that was right around the time when I was starting to transition into mowing only. And now I'm really glad I did that, because now I've been so busy with just mowing that I really don't need to take on any extra work. But that's a whole nother topic for a later video. One thing I don't believe I discussed in this video yet so far, which I'm sure most of you guys already know, but this is the last cut of the season for this yard, so I am cutting it very low. Now that's low to me. This is tall fescue, and I'm cutting it at, I think it was either 2.5 or 2 3/4 is what the setting that I'm cutting it at. Which during the season, I usually cut high. I usually cut, 3 3/4 to even 4, and sometimes even 4 1/4. Depending on how much the yard is growing, especially in the springtime when I just start falling behind. It's like I have to cut it on 4 1/4 to 4 1/4. I have to cut it on the higher side just because it gets so thick and so lush and grows so crazy. I'm either going to sacrifice cutting it high, or I'm going to have to triple cut and quadruple cut just to cut up all the trimmings and stuff that get left behind because of how thick and wet the grass gets. Now we're moving into the backyard. Here's another future job security that I've got coming. So in the backyard here, the backyard's pretty rough. It's also small, and the customer knows that. Now they didn't want anything done to the backyard other than just mow it and go, right? However, some future work that I've had talked to, or that I've got kind of worked up or lined up, whatever you want to call it, with the customer, they are planning on completely having the backyard redone as soon as they have a bigger dog. Once the dog passes away as he's older, because he's a big dog and he tears it up. I believe he's a Great Dane, but I'm not sure on that. So you can kind of picture how big of a dog he is, but he tears it up pretty good. So the customer wants me to completely redo this backyard. As you can see right there to the left of that front caster wheel, it was kind of uneven, and there is. If I cut it low, it actually leaves a spot. Right here, I'm just showing the final product of how the yard looks once I'm done with it finally. Which I gotta say, for a final cut, it doesn't look too bad, right? So here's one of the final cuts of me mowing in a little bit of an overgrown yard. I'm actually bagging it with the Toro Time Master, and to tell you how late in the season this was, or how long ago it was, you can see I don't even have my caster tires on the Time Master. So these are kind of like a sneak peek of an upcoming video you guys can see here. Probably the next video you guys watch on my channel will be this video, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. And as you can see, I've got several different camera angles for it, so you guys should definitely be entertained with that one. So right here is the last cut of the season that I'm showing you guys. So I'm pretty happy with the way these yards have turned out, even though it's the last cut of the season and it's cut very low. Now this next clip you guys are about to see right here, this is actually a yard that I cut the second week in December. The weather here has been so abnormal and so warm that the yard and grass is just still growing. So I actually got called the second week in December to mow this yard, which I was very impressed with, as I thought I was done mowing the week of Thanksgiving and the week after Thanksgiving, but apparently not. I got called again. So there you guys got to see just the final mowings of the season. And you also got to see that even though I thought my season was over, it still wasn't. And right now, the day that I'm kind of editing this video anyways, it's December 31st. And the weather's 66 degrees outside right now. To kind of give you an idea, it's still very warm. And no, I do not live in Florida. I live in Missouri, where we should be getting ice right now. I guess Mother Nature doesn't even know what the new normal is now. I'm kind of hoping that means we're not going to get snow this year, which by the way, my snow setup has changed for this season as opposed to last season. So definitely want to stay tuned for that. That's coming up in one of my upcoming videos you guys are getting ready to see. Probably within the next 5 videos y'all watch on my channel is going to be my new snow removal setup. And as I hinted in this video here, you guys saw I've got several videos coming for my Toro Time Master. And a few of them in particular you're not going to want to miss because it has something to do, one of them has something to do with those caster wheels that I put in the front. You guys go check that video out right there. I learned something new about the ones that I put on it, as well as we're going to upgrade them and make them even better. So I've got new equipment coming, everything from a mower to a new trimmer, and we're going to work on some of this free lawn mowers and stuff that I got here, and we're going to try and make them run and sell them and hopefully get them out of my garage. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I've got a lot of content coming for y'all. Hey, real quick, please hit that thumbs up button. A lot of people are watching these videos but aren't hitting that thumbs up. I really appreciate it if you guys give me a thumbs up. It gives me a little bit of motivation to make more videos. While you're at it, I suggest you go check out that video right there. I think you'll enjoy it, and YouTube recommends that video right there. So as always, guys, thank y'all for watching. See y'all on the next one.